Hi, I'm Radiance. Join me on a journey to bring you enticing recipes where every video is a celebration of deliciousness, creativity, simplicity, and foodie inspiration. Today we're going to be making roti or flatbread. It's something that is very home to me, something that I've had over my childhood up until now. But I'm making this alkaline, and it's actually quick and simple. Well, the ingredients are quick and simple. The process is a little bit, long. It takes a little patience, but it is so well worth it and healthy. And let me show you a few ingredients. All you need is some flour. I'm using kamut flour. You can use spelt. I would say if you're going to use spelt, I would mix it with some kamut because kamut is very soft. I'm going to put some sea moss in it, some oil, and some really, really, really hot water, okay? So we're gonna put in about 3 cups of flour. I'm wearing gloves because I'm gonna be kneading this, but first the flour. Now I should mention I'm actually making this salt-free, just because I'm making this for family and I have family that doesn't really eat salt, but you can just add a little bit of salt to your taste, whatever your preference is, but don't do too much salt because once you make these, you can't take it back. You can always sprinkle some salt in the end, which is sometimes what I'll do. So I'm gonna put in sea moss gel. Alright. And you put this in because this is going to mimic some of the fat. And it has really great nutrients. Really great nutrients. If you don't know, you should find out. I put this in smoothies too, by the way. Alright, and then you crumble this with your fingers. As such, all right, mix that in, crumble it, like so. All right, I'm gonna drizzle in my oil, and as I do so, I'm going to continue to mix it in, just like that. And I have my hot water, and you're going to put it in a little at a time and continue mixing that with your hands. And it's going to come together just like so. Continue mixing it as such. See the texture of that? All right, we're gonna add some more. And if at the end of this you feel like it's too wet, you can just add some more flour. Just a little bit, not too much, but there you go. All right, I'm gonna add some more. This is actually coming together. It's coming together very well. And I like to pair this flatbread with something curry, something nice and brown stew. I'll probably pair this with some curry chickpeas. There are times when I've just had this in the morning with some tea. It's a very, very simple yet tasty flatbread. Like I said, we call it a roti. And sometimes we'll have filled roti in the islands, and it looks almost like a burrito, but it's not. We'll put chickpeas, we'll put pumpkin, we'll put some kind of fillings, and that's actually something else you can do with this. It doesn't have to be something that you put as a side pairing. You can actually make it as a wrap, all right? So I'm gonna pour the rest of this water in. Have a little bit left over. All right. And I left the water, I didn't put all of it in, but you can tell, this is how you know it's a good texture. When it, look at that. It comes together, falls apart a little bit, but look at that. It is, it's almost like, it's doughy-like, all right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna dump this out on your surface. I'm dumping this out on this flat surface. You can use a table, just make sure it's clean, or a cutting board like this one. I'll show you. You put that together and look at that. And you're gonna knead it. So to knead it, you pull it back and you push. You pull it back and you push. You pull it back and you push. All right, just like that. You can actually knead it forward too, but I'm going to do that. And you're gonna do that for roughly about 5 minutes. Now this is gonna take some time, but once it is done kneading and you feel like it is together and uniform, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bowl, all right? You're gonna put your dough in. You can actually oil it if you want to. A little bit of oil. And you're going to cover that over the tea towel for 20 to 30 minutes. Let it sit, and I'll be back with you to show you how to finish this up. Welcome back. This has been sitting for roughly about 30 minutes or so. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it out. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And we're gonna start piecing it off. So I'm gonna piece off little bits. And actually, you can roll it into a ball like such, and then you can fold it into itself, like tuck it in underneath. And I'm doing this because I'm not gonna make the flatbread really large. You can do that, but I'm just taking small pieces. Some of these are bigger. You roll it. You can tuck it underneath each other, just like that. I think I made that one a little bit too small, so I'm going to add to it. And you do that. And what you can do is you can continue to work on it, but I'm just going to show you a couple of pieces at a time. All right? So what you do is you're going to take your flour and you're going to spread it on your surface and such. All right. One of the things I'm going to do over here, bring this over closer. Move this over, is bring my surface. I'm gonna turn on my surface and let that heat up. This is my flat pan. You don't put any oil or grease in that, right? So let's take the first one. I'm gonna flour my rolling pin lightly, just like I floured press it down. You roll it out. And you can roll it as such. You just keep turning it. Keep going. As you can see, this is roughly very small, but I just wanted to show you one example of and you just keep going. Now, if you want to shape it and you want it to be perfectly round, you can use like a little cutting board. You can use like a plate, or you can use the top of a pot, or if you have some kind of a pastry cutter that's bigger. But I just like my flatbread, honestly, just as is. This is rather thin. See? Look at how it is. Right, just like that. I'm just gonna put it in my pan. And you'll know, I'm gonna turn this a little bit. You kind of have an idea because you're gonna see it maybe sometimes start to puff up a little bit. All right. And let me take a bigger one. I'm gonna take a bigger bit of dough, move this to the side. I'm going to roll that in. And I'm gonna tuck it underneath while that one cooks up. Flatten it. And you're gonna see me using my rolling pin just like so. I'm gonna keep turning it. Try to get this as flat as possible. Now let me show you what this looks like. Can you see that? There's little bubbles right there on top. I'll put this back up. I don't necessarily have a timer on it. I can just tell when you see bubbles start to come to the surface. That's when you will flip your roti, right? So I see some bubbles coming up. So I'd recommend using a spatula or tongs. I'm just gonna use my hands because I'm literally grabbing it and turning it over. Just like that. And it's not gonna take long for that to puff up. Just another moment. Now this one's a little on the thicker side because I put more dough. I actually want this a bit thin, so I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna keep going. I do have some tea towel off to the side to put my flatbread in. I'm gonna take it out and show you what it looks like. Look at that, nice and brown. All right, put it in the tea towel and fold it over. See, as such, just to keep it nice. And let's do one more. This one should be pretty. Now I kind of want this a little bit more on the flatter side, but there we go. That looks good. Just like that, and we're gonna put this in a pan. Just as such. Now with this, something we do back home is we clap it. Clap the dough as such. That's traditionally what you do. But you just clap it like that. I'm gonna put it back in. You see how flaky that is? How flaky that is? And this one's puffing up. And while that puffs up, I'm gonna put my dough back in. You can actually keep this to the side. I'm gonna make one more to show you. Put a little bit more dough, a little more flour on my dough. I'm gonna flatten that, right? Just like that. Perfect. This is puffing up nice and lovely. Once again, look at those big puffs. And see, I'm just gonna flip it. And when it goes to the second side, it doesn't need very long. You just do maybe like 30 seconds, a minute, maybe a little less, but that's all you need. That's all you need. This one is gonna be a little bit on the thicker side. It's steaming up. Woo. Look at that, nice and lovely. I'm gonna put it in here. And I'm gonna do one more. Right. And I'm going to clap it, clap it, clap it. All right, there you go. That one's a little bigger and a little bit on the thicker side. You know, you can roll to whatever preference you have. But as you can see, this is, come on, lovely. This is actually done very quickly. Literally, it just takes a few moments, that's all. Just a few moments. All right. And we're gonna turn this off, because the other side, as you can see, is done. So I'm gonna put this, see, right there. All right, so that was my alkaline roti. This is made with white kamut flour. As I said, you can use spelt flour or use a mixture. Very simple. Let's taste one. Very good. Like I said, if you want to add salt to the dough, just add a little bit. I made it salt-free because I'm going to be adding this to some savory elements. So, if you like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and like it. If you tried this and make it, leave me a comment. Let me know how it worked out for you. And let me know what you paired it with. And if you enjoyed recipes like this and you want to learn more and see more recipes like this, please click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group. And also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. So, thank you so much for joining me, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.